Bonjour à tous. Welcome back to our very last session of French politics, society, and culture. Well, previously we have studied some neuromarketing strategy and intercultural communication as well as multicultural marketing. Well, effectively, in the Master of French Literature and Cultural Study, recently we have some master degree papers in which students, they pick up subject in this field. So we have some students who study made in French brand, French luxury brand, and how these French production decide their strategy of advertising according to Taiwanese culture or Chinese culture. So this is a subject that is largely and frequently studied in the Master of French Literature and Culture. And so French luxury industry wants to go into the Asian market. The global market for luxury goods is increasing, and specifically the Chinese market is also increasing. So here on this graphic you can see that in 2020 the Chinese consumer represents about 30% of the overall global consumer number. And this figure is estimated to increase in 2025 to 40% of the total market. So the Chinese market is growing. It is becoming a more and more important market for those European, especially French luxury branding. So French luxury brand, they must know how to get into the Chinese market. A second factor that we have to take into account is generation. In our previous session, we also mentioned many times how generation perception could change according to different generation. So in this graphic, you can see the behavior of different generation upon the luxury spending. For those post-90s, means you, ladies, young ladies, you are becoming a very significant market segment for those luxury goods, even though those post-80s still occupy the major parts of the luxury good consumption, and those post-65, post-70s, about my age, they still occupy a very important part. But you, young lady, the post-90s, you are a growing market to which those French luxury brand, they should know what you are thinking and how to make you buy their product. And talking about branding, well, for those post-65, 70s ladies about my age, LV bag into my bag, LV watch into my bag. Ladies at my age, they cover their body by the same brand. So brand means a lot for the generation of post-65 and 70s. But the same phenomenon is totally different for you, post-90 generation. As you can see on the graphic, brand do mean something, but style is important. If this product doesn't fit my style, then maybe you will not buy it. So style, material, even production process, and the price, all these elements will influence your generation, young ladies or young gentlemen. Those elements will make you buy or not to buy certain brand. So we can see these differences upon the decision. You do remember the war between Sylvie and Emily in the Emily in Paris. So this is a marketing report that I pick up from the internet, which I consider as very interesting. First of all, luxury brand should start changing their own mindset in order to engage with these very particular audience, means you, young lady. In fact, whereas historically, luxury brand used to promote the culture of being something exclusive, today they have to be inclusive, engaging, and have an open manner. The key to attract these generation, the key to these generation is to become their friends, participate in their lives through relevant channels, and speak their language. So it means that Sylvie must change her mindset. Much in the same way, this is also a marketing report that I pick up from internet, which analyzed the Korean consumers about luxury goods. You can see that exactly in the same way. the millennial generation, and Generation Z means you, young ladies. You are now the main spending group. So we have to understand what is in your head, what is in your mind, how do you perceive information, what do you think, and from these elements we can determine how to motivate your purchasing desire. So in this graphic we can see the so-called FOMO and YOLO phenomenon. FOMO, fear of missing out. Nobody wants to be left behind. If my classmate have it, then I also have to have it. YOLO, you only live once. So buy now, spend now. What does the future mean? What does the tomorrow mean? It means nothing for you, right, young ladies? So since we live right now, so we have to spend right now, so buy it. So these are some special characteristics of these generation. And in this advertising strategy report, you can see that the same element come back again and again. Political uncertainty, cultural differences. Asian cultures are distinct. Here we can read, try to understand the middle class consumer. So generation, culture are two major elements that we have to study and to evaluate if we want to get into certain market. Very frequently, there are some marketing crises. And of course, this crisis should be properly managed. Otherwise, this product or these brand will be damaged. I think that all of you know more or less about this marketing crisis of the brand Dolce & Gabbana. As far as I know, in 2018, they organized a fashion show in Shanghai. And before that fashion show, they put on an advertisement video in which they show a Chinese lady eating pizza with chopsticks. Well, probably for advertisers of Dolce & Gabbana, they think that this is a very proper way to approach the Chinese audience or Chinese target. But in their surprise, this advertisement, this video stream is severely criticized by the Chinese audience, and they criticize this video stream to be racist. And also, very recently, we also know that there are crises linking to the Xinjiang Uyghur cotton, which imply H&M and also Nike. So modern 21st century market crisis is very different from the marketing crisis in the 20th century because the social media intervene in these elements. So here come to really the very, very last ending point of all these series of video stream and lessons about our French culture, society, and politics. So through these video stream, through these lessons, I would like to convey some important messages. And especially, I think that these are something that you, younger generation, you should know how to do it. First, critical thinking and critical reading skill. You have to have the ability to read properly these visual data. And you also have to know how to create these visual data in order to convince your target. The third, the intercultural and multilingual communication skill. And the last one, it will be better for you to have the sense of being an international citizen in a social media age, because the information, the internet really changed a lot of things. These 4 things are exactly the things that the College of Foreign Languages and Cultures here in Furen can offer you by our education. And with these knowledges or capacities or competences or skills, you will be better empowered in your future for your career life. And as usual, these are the references that I pick up from the internet for my presentation. Hope to see you soon. Maybe we will see each other in a future, a new series of video stream for other lessons. Until that, au revoir et à très bientôt.